My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is April 3rd, 2022. It is 8 a.m. I just did 2 videos for PYTE channel. This was the last prayer that I did, and I don't know when you're gonna see those videos because I have a lot of videos that haven't made public yet, so these are gonna be on the back burner. So for this video, I want to focus on 3 tweets. This is the first one. My daughter met a guy and was falling hard until she found out he was a Trump supporter. It broke her heart, but she dumped him. Do you think she did the right thing? So I thought that was a very good conversation. Okay, this is me responding. First thought, one bad mind can easily ruin another. And then at the same time, one good mind can also improve another. At the end of the day, Trump type of supporters seems like they don't want to learn and understand and improve. Perhaps it's for the best. I'm sure she will find a decent that R&D mean Republican or Democrat. All right? So that was my response to that. Why did I bookmark this to share? Okay, it depends on her values. I certainly will have. I can be friend with or date someone with different political views than me. I can just mean we think differently about certain issues, but if you support the Trump, then we have fundamental different values as human beings. Okay, Trump represents those that don't support women's rights. That's a very good point. Women's rights, being anti-racist, LGBTQ rights, the rule of law, science, vaccination, equal protection under the law, free and fair election, gun control, the environment, and the truth. She had a lucky escape. I didn't even think about that, but yes, that's true. Okay, hell yes, I did a cowboy who was smart, had a college degree, and funny, and a real guy. I was about to move in with him until he told me that when he worked on a ranch in Nevada, he shot wild horses per his boss's request to save forage for cattle. I was immediately done. Well, everybody have different values. There's people who, who don't like animal cruelty. So can you imagine if he was gonna do all of that until he heard you shot something? It's like, that's a done deal for me. What else can you shoot? That's the kind of thing. Okay, I must add that his boss only had 150 acres, but ran his cattle on 1,000 acres of government land. My goodness. He also laughed as he told how easy it was to undercount the cattle they ran. Our tax dollars support this bullshit. Wow. All right, let's see here. Okay, I have to make sure to black some name. It seems like majority of them have their real name. Okay, I might have to black some names. All right, there's here. Freedom from prejudice. Better now than being groomed into this. Woman at Trump rally today. Trump loves this country. Start crying. We need you, Trump. Our country is going to shit. Trump, I love you. You're my man. You're coming back. Let's see this one. 34 seconds. Okay, this thing is too much of a BS. I don't need to. I'm gonna mute it. Okay, we should never let political differences get in the way. In my opinion, relationships should never be based on politics but based on character. That is true too, but sometimes when they're forcing, when you're looking, let's say for instance this is someone you're gonna have kids with, and then the values they're gonna implant on these kids, it doesn't take too long to ruin a generation. This thread is starting to be a little bit depressing. Let me move on to the 2 things that I wanted to share. All right, so I wanted to share my comment on it. All right, there's the next tweet, and this is somewhat related to another tweet. I'm opening two how do they call this, two windows. All right, there's this here. I'm gonna come to that, and then there's this here. I commented on this, and then after I commented it throughout the night, I was thinking about it. LOL, this is why I've muted quote Ukraine, Ukrainian, Russia, etc. because the girlies can keep it. You want us to help people who hate and fear us. The F we look like X-Men. I'm not expecting anybody to agree with me on that. Okay, Peace Corps advises black volunteers they may be called N-words by Ukrainian refugees. One thing I forgot to mention in my original recording is how come the Peace Corps don't correct those refugees who are thinking that the N-word should be acceptable. Okay, that's one issue that I failed to mention in my original recording. Peace Corps people, okay, they know better, so they should correct the Ukrainians who thinks that black people should be called the N-word. That's one issue that I wish I had mentioned in my original recording. But there's more to come. I didn't even get to the video, but let's get back to the original recording. Let me read my comment. All right, I'll come back to that. Where is my comment in there? Okay, there it is down here. All right, I stopped sharing info about it, yet if it wasn't our hard work at the pole, they would have been extinguished. Because if you're following the war, Putin is pretty much dismantling everything. He doesn't care who it is, children, women, whatever. All right, dismantling everything. But what I got out of this after posting my comment, did somebody respond? Okay, it amazes me how people still have time for racist tendencies during war. That's another thing too. All right, but this is the thing that I got. Peace Corps advises black volunteers they may be called N-words by Ukrainian refugees. It got me thinking very much after I post my comment. The thing is, when you look at which world war, one of those world war, when they send their soldiers out, okay, what other soldier, I think I've shared in some of my old videos, when they sent their soldiers out to other countries, let's say in Asian countries and all of that, white soldiers, what they were saying about black soldiers to make those women in those countries, whether it is I don't know, those other countries who were not black, I don't know which countries, I read it somewhere and I think I shared it. All right, they were telling negative things about the black soldiers, to not like them. Okay, but so because the white soldiers wanted to get all the women to themselves. Okay, but thank God many of these women in those countries then buy, some of them did not buy their BS. They understand. They get together with the African American soldiers. Some of them have produced children out of that. There's one video, I don't think I've shared it. There's one video where a mixed race Asian person who never met his father, and then he took the time to track his father, and they were more than welcome. All right, his family from the mother side didn't want him to know about. It's a whole bunch of mess. All right, but the thing is that we have to understand, this is a country not too many black people go to. So how did they know the N-word? This is how they should call black people. How did they know? Okay, I understand a lot of Ukrainian and Russian, they speak. Okay, they do speak English very well, sometimes even better than most American. All right, they understand our cultures and something. But who was telling them this is the way they should call black people? Who was telling them when they go over there? Who was telling them this is the way they should talk black people? So what we should do, if you have the opportunity, when you do go over there, is explain to them, this is your chance to tell them No, this is a bad way of calling black people. Explain your part of what the N-word means to you. Give them a little perspective of it. Because I've shared this in my PYTE channel before. And I said, when you look at the UK and the Russian, the UK, the propaganda is infested deep in the UK. The people eat, breathe their nonsense, the propaganda. The Russian, okay, I'm talking about Russian who live in Russia, the nonsense that Putin was putting in their heads, all right, to let them know this war is not a war, is a humanitarian kind of thing. But once the Russian know the truth, even though they were feeding them nonsense, once they knew the truth, they were risking their lives, okay, protesting. They were arresting them. There's one police who was kicking a woman on the floor for protesting against the war. So this is the thing. We need to look beyond the headlines. We need to look beyond the headline. Who was telling them this is the way to call black people? Not too many black people go over there. So each time you confronted this kind of thing, is to educate them. Say, no, this is what they did, you know, explain to them this, all of that. And at the same time, they need to understand, if it wasn't for minorities, okay, Stacey Abrams, Native American, Hispanic, I spoke about it. If it wasn't for this group who went out on full force, did not support Trump, you think Trump will be, you think America will be helping Ukraine right now? This is why I say sometimes we need to take a moment, take a step back. When nonsense presents itself, take a few seconds, educate people. And if they decided not to learn from it, hey, your human nature needs to come out. This is the thing that I see here. Who was telling these Ukrainian the N-word should be acceptable? Remember one of the things that I said, if you follow me on PYTE, Putin could not buy President Obama. Instead, what he did, he went around him and covered up all the politicians around President Obama to prevent Obama from moving forward. Okay? But yet, President Obama was there during his presidency, still supporting Ukraine. So they probably saying the N-word, they don't know what it means. They probably don't know the meaning behind it. So you need to explain the meaning behind the N-word when they say it. This is what I see here. Okay? So I'm gonna go to the next video that somewhat shows you what I was talking about. And I've mentioned this before. Sometimes when your family is teaching you the bad thing and you want to move forward, sometimes you need to get out of the bubble and experience yourself, show your true character, and learn from other cultures. So this one was kind of funny, and I thought it makes perfect sense to attach it with that other tweet that I just shared. All right, this is Chris Evan who shared that. If black women gonna do anything, it's hype somebody up.
So I just flew in this morning, but obviously not from this area. I'm going to Winter Clubs tonight, and will this be okay?
What the hell?
He's like, what the hell? See, look at this. The man came in. The first thing you see, those black women came in with their defending mode, like karate chop kind of thing. And then the conversation starts. The conversation starts is a completely different thing. All right, we finished watch that video.
Yeah, please show me.
Do it one more time. Do it one more time.
You like,
You like this? Okay, thank you.
Oh my
Very
God.
good. Thank
Bro,
you.
you gonna get dollars off of that, bro.
I'm going to get lots of
Yes.
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 Thank you. Oh.
My birthday.
Oh, hell yeah. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
What you gonna
do for me?
You want, okay.
Realize that she didn't touch him, by the way. She didn't. There's no touching here, okay? Just watch. Even as she pretends she's slapping him, but there's no touching. Alright, there's this. Watch. You see?
No, kidding. I can't do this. Yeah. I love you. You too.
I thought that was perfect, where people put a facade. All right, you have the negative mind who's corrupting some generation. They make you see certain people. This is the way these people are. Sometimes you need to get out of your bubble and say, let me see. I'm not saying, you have to be very careful with what I'm saying here. Don't just go out of nowhere and think you're going to carry your same lifestyle to a different neighborhood. Please, cautious with this. That's my warning to you. But if you really, sincerely want to learn, okay, is to go humbly to another side of town and see how the people live and explain your perspective of things. You'll see the shield will come off. People will be more than happy to let you know what they're all about, because the infested, the crazy mind wants to corrupt. They wants to corrupt the mind. Why? Because their status is benefiting from corruption of the mind. All right, so let's read here. Okay, like Jada. All right, LOL. Yes, but notice they were ready just in case he was about to come with some nonsense. This is what I'm saying. Black people, this is the thing. They've been through so much. I'm not saying them and specifically. Black people have been through so much. When they see white people come to them, they put their shield and their karate chop thing on until you let them know who you are, and then the thing come off. All right, we saw the video. They went like that at all. Look at them, all of them. All of them. I thought that was funny. All of them had the shield then and said, "What's this white guy coming to me for?" But long and behold, it was a fun little moment. Okay, let's see here. Let me go into that. Okay, sadly, they always have to be ready for a non-stop nonsense. Okay, say it again, non-stop nonsense. Okay, to be fair, when a white man approaches, it's 50-50. At best, he's gonna come with some nonsense. There it is. All right, 50-50. How generous? Obviously, I cannot speak to my own experiences, but based on stories told by others, okay, it seems more like 90-10. Wow. All right, so like I said, a lot of things that I've experienced, it's not the same as many other people. Almost always every people I encounter always been nice to me. Even when I was in high school, I think I explained this story before on my PYTE channel. And what was it? Was I in college or high school? It was the borderline, either high school or college. I was doing babysitting job, and one family had called me to stay to babysit for them for the night. I took the bus to get to the place, and it felt like I just closed my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, I don't even know. I passed my stop, and I have no idea where I was. So I decided to get off the bus to walk back, and then I asked someone for direction. The woman told me, "Oh, it's far away, it's further back." All right, she was in her car, and then she drove along her way. Few minutes later, she came back and said, "The way you're going is very far. I don't mind dropping you off there." It was a white woman. I was a little bit skeptical to get in, pretend I'm taking picture of the license or whatever, I didn't, and then she dropped me exactly where I was. So my experience with many other people is not the same. Like, for instance, I have a Russian friend. One of her thing was in Russia, They never see black people. This is why I was saying some of the things that I was saying as well. They never meet black people. When they see a black person, they're staring because this is not their normal. Their normal are people same color of her skin. So one of her things she was afraid to ask me, by the way, is about the hair. Okay, what happened when it's wet? What happened? So one day I was washing my hair during the pandemic. Guess what? I took a picture of my hair and sent it to her, and I said, "This is how my hair look like when it's wet." So we cannot always judge automatically because many of them they don't know. So take a few seconds, educate them. Let them know your experience. Don't over exaggerate your experience. Let them know your truth. And this is why in one of the comments, I don't remember what the situation was. Someone was telling me this is how this was going on. And I said, I understand. I'm not discrediting anybody. I think it had to do with the war as well. And I said, but I didn't come across a video for me to shape my opinion on that. So I cannot go based on yours. And I always encourage people to put your comment on there. Other people will see it. But if I didn't see it, how am I gonna defend things that I didn't see or I can point out to? So that's the thing here. So a few moments of letting people your truth is good enough to open somebody else's eye. Look at this one says here, based on other people's account, it's more like 90 to 10. Okay. All right, sis on the left was ready to record all the shenanigans just in case. Let's see. She was ready to record, but she was but she was already on the phone though. I don't know, maybe she pressed something. All right, I saw that and was waiting for it, but it turned out to be a nice thing, I think. Okay, this scene grab. Okay, so true, got to be ready, boom. Alright, so that was pretty much it. I came across these two tweets and I thought they were very interesting, and how we could plug some stuff together to make people see certain things, because I see my generation, okay, a good portion of people in my generation are following through with my great-grandparents' generation and my mother's generation to continue the poisonous kind of behavior, poisoning the young people's mind with negativity. So young people need, okay, if your parents are telling you you don't need to learn race theory, this kind of thing, take it upon yourself to learn, because you could just take example of the war in Russia. If your skin was so precious like that, why is Putin is destroying everything that moves over there? Majority of the people are your skin tone. Why is he killing pregnant women? Okay, literally, I can say it because it's a fact. It is a fact. White pregnant woman, but here in the US, you're doing all the shenanigans. You're gonna put people in prison if they do what do you call this, abortion and all of that. Everybody have their own reason for doing certain things. Okay, they're killing children, they're killing men, women, anything that moves over there. They were bombing. Well, now the time that I'm recording this, they're pulling out. So who knows? He's probably reset and come up with some BS things. But as of now, they're pulling back. But you need to question yourself. If my skin is so precious like that, why is Russia is destroying anything that moves in Ukraine? Okay, get out of your bubble. Get out of your hypnotism of your parents who's telling you other cultures is bad. Go out of it. There's a lot of YouTube channels that does that. I don't follow it that often, but occasionally I watch his video where this guy is going and the inner cities asking questions about things, and he went to, I forgot the name of that channel. He goes to Amish community asking question. He goes to, what's the other one, Jewish community asking question. So sometimes you need to do that for yourself. If my parents is saying this is bad, okay, take your time, do a little bit of research, go to a certain neighborhood and ask, or call before you go. Find a community area that's willing to listen to your question. Ask question. This is what my parents tell me. Why is this way? Why? Learn. Educate yourself. This is why I'm saying, even though it would have been good that the school is teaching these kind of things, but they're not willing to do it because they know their history is bad. But many black people are moving forward. They're not blaming the current offspring of their ancestors past. They want to move forward. They want reparation. Acknowledge the fact that the wrong was done. This is what's happening. This is what happened in the Caribbean with the Caribbean tour with William and Kate. So here in the US, they want to erase that. So education, the reason why the US was so successful is because of education. But instead, some people who have profited from the knowledge and the goodwill of other people, now they are in a position of wealth and power. They want to make sure to remove it so nobody else can get the same thing. The same reason many of the ancestors left the British Empire to create a new world, they're processing the same thing. Now that they are at that position, they don't want people to learn. When in fact, learning is the foundation of things. It makes a community, a nation stronger, because with knowledge, not only its power, it makes you do things ethically and how will I say, not only ethical, in a more reasonable way with education, where you process the thing. You will know if you do this, there's a possibility something else might happen of that. So education is very important. If your parents is or your school is depriving you of some sort of education, ask yourself certain questions and go search for those answers, because if those questions are popping in your mind, they are meant to shape who you are. So if you don't know the answer to that, you're most likely to go down a road that is blank. You will not know. You will always be afraid. But when you have knowledge, you're not afraid because you already know. You have you could estimate, or you could guesstimate, or do a proper there's a term I'm looking for, but I'm not getting it. You will estimate, you will guess of a possibility, things that could happen if you do certain things. So you're not moving in a blank slate. You have an idea. Okay, I'm not saying you need a college education, although it would be good, all right, but you need to know. Okay, knowledge is power. You need to understand, because when you look at, if it was you, because the mentality of many white people is that thing is like revenge. They don't know how to move in peace. They everything they do, majority, not everything, majority of the thing that they do is hurting people, bloodshed, and this kind of thing. And I could confidently stand by this. Just look at our history, our current state of mind. Police was killing people senselessly. There's a video I came across. They arrest a black, I guess a teenager, I don't know, a black man behind the police car, and then the kid is in the back. Someone who's above these other officers go in the car trying to I don't know, be more physical with that kid, who's literally is no threat because his hand is cuffed behind his back. Another officer pull, I guess a sergeant, I don't know, pull him, and then what did the sergeant did? Put his hand on the other person's neck. So many of the many white people, they do not know how to move in peace, move forward in peace. They're angry about something. I don't know what it is they're angry about, but they're angry about something, but they're taking it on other people. So learn to move in a peaceful way. So I could honestly say these things because we are seeing it every day. The thing is on and on. You could just Google certain things that happen, you'll see. Yeah, we need to move on in a peaceful way and understand other people's struggle, why they behave the way they do, why they put that protective shields when certain things happen, because majority of black people wants to move forward. If you put yourself in their shoes, will you be able to move the way that they're moving? Because majority of you want revenge. But when you look at black people, majority of them, not all, I'm not talking for all black people, okay? Don't get me wrong here. Majority of them wants to move forward. They want to be the same thing that you want for your children: good education, a roof over their head, food to eat, food, shelter, and you know, to enjoy life. The same thing that you want, they want it for themselves. They're minding their own business, but for some reason, shape or form, it's keep going. You guys, majority of white people keep going after black people for no reason when they're minding their own business. And this is why that protective kind of thing came in. Look how all of them look. All right, so that's my take on that. I'm not gonna do any prayer. I've been recording for like hours now. All right, so this video is gonna come out before the first two ones that I already recorded. So all in all, Peace Corp need to educate those Ukrainians about the N-word. That's the message here. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And if you have not subscribed to Pure YTE channel, I suggest you subscribe. Alright, they sort of related, but I sort of separate the topic of conversation. Alright, so that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better